It's like a 911. I got on the phone with Drake at 6 a.m. Drake said, yo, Ack, I could never tell you what to do. I respect you. You know, I fuck with you. On the page and be like, we've been through, like, yo, you my guy. But I'm going to be honest with you. I've been trying to do this album. I'm recording the songs. And I've been locking in with SZA. This is what she's doing for all the dogs. Yo, I'm locking in with her. Yo, she's in the studio crying. She's crying. She can't do music right now. And the reason is because of what you have said about her. Drake's my favorite artist. This ain't no money thing. This is why
I don't know one of your motherfucking songs. Not one, bitch. Y'all, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I'm not... Yeah.
All right, everyone, it is official. With a staggering $387.9 million made so far, Cowboy Carter has surpassed Morgan Wallen as the highest grossing country tour of all time. The best part is that the tour is not even finished yet. When Beyoncé entered a genre that others were trying to control, she absolutely turned it upside down. Do any of you recall the CMA incident with Beyoncé's performance on stage and the Dixie Chicks? They could not stand Beyoncé after she attempted to perform her song Daddy's Lessons with the Dixie Chicks on stage at the CMAs. When I was watching that live, Beyoncé exclaimed, "You guys cannot stand me." From that day on, she knew she was going to make a country album, and I am going to offer you guys something to truly not stand about me. So years later, your gal was back on the block. It is not only her dancing around and singing about tractors on this Cowboy Carter tour, she introduced the culture, the imagery, the Southern storytelling, the vocals that will not stop, and the black cowgirl vibes. You simply had to be there, baby. It was a work of art. She is creating connections, fusing genres, and doing it her way. Extremely proud, loud, and black. Even stranger is the fact that she did not have to get used to country music. They adapted to her. She was more than just a line dancer. On the country charts, she moonwalked. This is not simply a check. And she is currently sitting atop the best-selling country tour ever. It is a legacy. Power is this. Beyoncé is once again reminding everyone that she is capable of doing anything. Pop, R&B, hip-hop, country, and, as we all know, rock is supposedly coming next. Beyoncé started the cowboy movement for the culture, which is why I adore it. As we now know, the origins of country music were black. All day long, people can attempt to argue it. We were the owners of the nation. In order to remind everyone in that genre that this is our wish and to never forget it, she returned. Beyoncé knocked on doors whether you like her album or not, and whether you listen to country music or not, we have to be honest about that. She honored the country music pioneers, such as the long-forgotten Linda Martell, one of the first black women to ever enter the genre. She no longer kept it black. She and Dolly Parton, our girl. How could you not be in love with Dolly? She continued after that. She brought attention to the just-released black country musicians. After Shaboozey appeared on one of Beyoncé's songs from her album, his career took off. It helped propel his track, A Bar Song, to the top of the Billboard chart, where it remained for 19 weeks. Not to be forgotten is Beyoncé's song Blackbird, which included 4 underappreciated black country musicians: Brittany Spencer, Tierra Kennedy, Raina Roberts, and Tanner Adele. Their careers were greatly aided by this, and they have repeatedly expressed their gratitude for being included in Beyoncé's song Blackbird. Not to mention that her Cowboy Carter record won a Grammy. You all know that she shook the table when she became the first black artist to win Best Country Album. That did not sit well with them. Therefore, the Recording Academy divided it into 2 categories and abandoned the notion of only awarding Best Country Album. The Best Contemporary Country Album and the Best Traditional Country Album will be the next 2 categories for Best Country Album. And I really believe that the Grammys changed the format because they received so much criticism from fans of that genre, or those who were upset that a black person had won Best Country Album. But whether you like her or not, you must agree, your gal did more than just rock the table when she entered. The game was altered by her. However, I am curious about your thoughts on Beyoncé's ranking as the top-earning country music tour of all time. I am referring to the fact that she entered and stepped on toes. As you are all already aware, Nicki Minaj and SZA have been arguing on Twitter. Supporters have been picking sides all over the place. It has been chaotic, and academics naturally could not help themselves. Like he always does, he dove right in and fueled the flames. A video of academics talking about Drake telling him to relax because he was in the recording studio with SZA and she was crying uncontrollably due to what the academics were saying to her is currently doing the rounds. Given that he recently went live discussing this matter, many interpreted it as SZA disclosing the details of her relationship with Nicki Minaj.
It's like a 911. I got on the phone with Drake at 6 a.m. Drake said, yo, Ack, I could never tell you what to do. I respect you. You know, I fuck with you. On the page and be like, we been through, like, yo, you my guy. But I'm going to be honest with you. I've been trying to do this album. I'm recording the songs, and I've been locking in with SZA. This is what she's doing for all the dogs. Yo, I'm locking in with her. Yo, she's in the studio crying. She's crying. She can't do music right now. And the reason is because of what you said about her. Drake's my favorite artist. This ain't no money thing. This is why that's...
In reality, though, he was talking about 2023, when SZA appeared on Drake's tracks Rich Baby Daddy and Slime You Out. Therefore, she and Nicki are unrelated to this. Because this clip is a little confusing and misleading, some people are claiming that SZA is crying and breaking down over her feud with Nicki Minaj. Now, SZA was largely silent while Nicki continued to babble about him. In a recent neighborhood discussion, Punch, her manager and former manager, as well as the president of her record label TDE, essentially stated that Nicki wanted a feature from SZA, and that he did not really get why Nicki would have a problem with him or SZA. In my opinion, Nicki was informing her followers that she did not even know a single SZA song while she was venting on the station head.
I don't know one of your motherfucking songs. Not one, bitch. Y'all, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I'm not... Y'all.
SZA finally revealed on Twitter yesterday that she is not only familiar with Nicki's tracks, but that she even wanted her to be included on one of them back in 2020. Thus, SZA stated, "Nicki, you absolutely know my music and what I contribute, cause you've asked for features twice, to no response. In addition to rapping my lyrics on I'm Feeling Myself, Cooking Up the Bass, Looking Like a Kilo, LOL, you're having a moment. I'm not sure why, but be blessed." These are the texts now. They may have been directed at SZA's manager, TDE Punch, but Nicki stated, "Hey, it's Nicki." They said Minaj. She said, "Yes, how are you?" They said, "I'm good, money was popping and congrats were in order," because Nicki had just announced her pregnancy. She said, "Thank you. Is SZA recording right now? Got this hook. I think she will be dopey." They said, "Yeah, she's heavy into her album. Send it." She said, "Okay, I'll send the hook first. If she Fs with it, I'll send the files to an email." She said, "Give me a sec." They say, "Bet." That was that, where we know the collaboration or whatever never took place, but it exposed Nicki's deception. You are all aware that the Barbs will fight to the death to protect Nicki, and they will not stand for it. They suspect that the text thread may not be authentic, thus they are worried. However, I do not think it is phony. It is what it is, I think. She simply fell for a lie, even though she genuinely wanted SZA to be on a song. Sometimes, people will say anything, even if it is untrue, to make someone feel inferior when they are attempting to make a point. And I think Nicki was attempting to accomplish that. However, if it is not true, it just is not true. However, I would like to know your thoughts on all of this madness. Do you think Nicki and SZA should start dating? I will not lie, this was not on my list for 2025. In the end, SZA is not really a problem. Thus, I never imagined seeing these two fight. She does not seem like a belligerent woman who will argue with everyone, which was somewhat evident when she got into a fight with Nicki. She did not actually go back and forth. She just rolled it out while Nicki kind of held her by the reins. However, please share your thoughts about this whole matter with me. How do you feel about people misinterpreting what scholars have said about SZA's predicament, and her sobbing in the studio as something that happened recently rather than 2 years ago? I will speak with you later, but that is all I have to offer.
Won't somebody please take away Nicki Minaj's phone? It's time. Hand it over. Give us the phone. It looks like Nicki has just added another person to the long list of people she has beef with, and that's none other than SZA. Just really sad because Nicki's legacy is unlike anything else, right? Like, there will never be another Nicki Minaj. But she has torpedoed that legacy, especially over the last few years, so much. She has done herself no favors. And I think somebody in her team really needs to tell her, like, babes, it's time to log off.
This whole Nicki Minaj SZA thing going on, I feel like the real question should not be, is Nicki on rugs? Or is Nicki okay? Or what's going on with Nicki? The question is, what really has happened behind the scenes? Because every single time she comes out, Nicki comes out and she's going off on somebody, ranting and raving, venting and hooting and hollering, there's always truth behind it. There's literally always truth behind what this lady is talking about. She's not crazy. She just has an eccentric way of expressing herself, but she's not crazy. So I would like to know, like, what truly is going on and what has been going on. Because normally when she speaks out, it's because she just can't take it no more. She can't take the lying. She can't take the fakeness. So I am pretty sure there's something that has been brewing with her and SZA for a while, and she just can't take it no more. And I would like to know what that is. And SZA's not gonna tell us. But yeah, I want to know, like, what really has happened? What is really going on? Because she's talking about something for real. She's mad at SZA for a reason. It's not for no reason, but I want to know.
Y'all, I don't know. I feel like Nicki's starting to go a little too far. She's sitting here body shaming SZA, calling her fat. And I'm just confused because fat where? SZA body always been teed, no shade. Like, okay, Nicki, I get if you have beef with her, okay, but it's really not even giving beef. It's giving one-sided at this point. She really talking to herself. But why do we have to bring body shaming into this? Because at the end of the day, Nicki sat on that table and got her ass done. Everybody don't gotta do that. It's okay to have natural bodies. It's okay to have BBLs. But Nicki just straight up got plastic surgery. She didn't even get no fucking BBL because she didn't have nothing to get a BBL with. She was skinny as fuck. So just because you sat on that table don't mean everybody else gotta do that. But I just find that shit weird because we all women. We supposed to be bringing each other up, bringing each other bodies up. Why the fuck is you fat shaming SZA, calling her fat? She not even fat, so I'm just confused. But SZA was kind of eating Nicki up in them tweets, no shade. No shade. She said both my parents are alive and healthy. Ooh! Oh, baby. But I just feel like Nicki becoming too problematic. Like, I can't keep fucking defending her. She's the problem. Like, girl, why is you picking with everybody? Like, it's starting to get bullied.
As an OG Nicki fan, not a Barb, because there's a difference between OG Nicki fans and Barbs. We both love her, but we're obviously different. I'm trying to figure out for the life of me, why is SZA and Nicki Minaj going back and forth on social media? Where is the girl that does the blind items? Because, baby, now is your time to shine. Give us some inside scoop. Because that's so random. I would have never thought Nicki and SZA going back and forth. And let me tell you, I love Nicki down. When she right, I defend her when she right. When she wrong, I look at her like, come on, girl. Like, Nicki, please. But can somebody help me understand what the hell this beef is about? Mind you, I'm not in the industry. You probably watching this, definitely not in the industry. So there's things that we're not privy to know. But this whole beef, it comes off looking very much like bullying and nitpicking. Because I'm just thinking, like, what does SZA really do? Like, all she does is just twirl around, make music, be like artsy and witchy. Like, I just don't see her like being a threat. Like, what? I'm really curious, what the hell did SZA do?